everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. By now, I have moved and I am living in Tennessee. I did a lot of different things to be more efficient, to make it easier, to have a cleaner move, and I want to share with you guys all of the changes that I made to that checklist to make it easier for me to move myself and my cats to another state. Either way, the move was easier because I made these changes. So let's get into the video. Number one, I decided to stop using zip ties and I basically replaced them with these Velcro straps. They are all different sizes, they're reusable. I got them on Amazon. I'll be dropping the links to the products that I got into the description below. And they actually came in handy because they were a lot easier to deal with and work with. If I forgot something inside the cabinet and it was already zip tied, I'd have to cut the zip tie and make a whole new set of zip ties just to put it around again, because you can't reuse zip ties. I was able to dangle these from the cabinets and the drawers so that I could be ready the day that I moved. This included my cabinets in my office, the kitchen, my bedroom, and in the bathroom. Number two is also replacing those zip ties with bungee cords. Along with the Velcro straps, the bungee cords came in handy so much because they're also reusable. They were just more secure, a lot easier to deal with, work with, handle. They go into these eye hole screws, which was a lot easier to deal with than trying to put a zip tie through one of those screws. That is one of the biggest changes, in my opinion, on my moving checklist. Number three, I chose not to bug bomb my house. Now, the reason I did this was because I heard that I had to take preventative measures and cover all of my dishes, cover everything that I use like on a daily basis, and I wasn't prepared to do all of that. I didn't know that that chemical that the bug bomb used went all over your stuff and that you had to cover it. It's just an extra step for me. I'll either do something, in this new spot, or just have somebody come over, like an exterminator again, and bug bomb the outside and the inside, or I might just do diatomaceous earth on the inside and on the outside of the house as well. Number four, I pre-packed my entire house while I was working. So I took about 3 months to do this, and instead of putting my job on the back burner because it's been taking off like crazy lately, I decided to do it at the same time. So I strategically packed and planned this whole move, and that is something I did not do last time. I believe last time I packed the week of, and that was it. So this time it was a lot different because throughout this 3 months I was working at the same time as packing and planning. Number five, I pre-bubble wrapped all of my tinctures and my tincture overstock and kept them in the cabinets this time. Last time I believe I took them all out and I had to have extra containers, and these containers helped keep everything secure in my business office when the move happened. But this time I want to keep the office as clear as I can. I'll still pack stuff in between each other, but the less boxes the better. I want this to be a cleaner move. I changed this around a couple times. The tinctures that were in the cabinet, I actually bought these black styrofoam things that you're supposed to cut out a space in and then put the tinctures in there, and then the styrofoam thing prevents it from moving, but that didn't really work out, so I kind of wasted a little bit of money there and chose to do something different. But I decided to keep the stuff in the cabinets so that it was a cleaner move. Now that I'm in my new spot, it was easier for me to take apart all that stuff in the cabinet as opposed to putting it all back from a container that I had taken it all out and put it in before. Number six. This time I decided to get 2 carriers for the girls in the back seat and 1 carrier for Rocky up front, and then I also lined the back of my seat with puppy pee pads as well as the carriers. Last time I had an incident where I had only the 1 carrier for the girls in the back and a foldable litter box, and that didn't work out so well because they ended up peeing and going to the bathroom on the outside of the litter box. So this time I decided to do something completely completely different and it worked a lot better. Number 7, I decided to transport my golf cart and all of the stuff that was in my canopy. Unlike the last move where I took everything from my backyard and most of the stuff from the shed and I put it on the inside of my house. This made for a messy move. It wasn't so clean. There was no room to walk. I brought a lot of dirt and bugs inside the house. This time I wanted to keep the entire hallway clean except for the ladder, which I also bungeed against the storage staircase. So I just wanted a cleaner move. I wanted to be able to get to my new spot and unpack as fast as I could to start living my life again. Last time it took a while to get all that stuff out of the house, to level the house, to unpack all the stuff the way that I did it. So this time I decided to do it a little bit different, more efficient, and just better overall. The person I decided to hire to do this was a friend. So you can either hire a company to move your golf cart and backyard stuff, or you can hire a friend to do it, or if you have a trailer of your own, put the golf cart on the back of there, or if you have a trailer, hook it to a truck and put the backyard stuff in the back of the truck. Number 8, the transportation that I used to move the tiny house this time was USHIP. You put a bid on USHIP, you tell them what you want them to move, and 3 to 5 people come onto your profile and they bid. They give you low prices, high prices, and you get to choose the driver that you find is best for your move, and this includes making sure that they are licensed and insured. I actually hired a company on USHIP and they were more than willing to transport my house, and they assured me that they were licensed and insured. My last move, I used a professional tiny house transport company, and I feel that although the move was okay, it could have been a lot better. There was a couple hiccups. Number 9. This time I decided to keep all of my food in the fridge. Last time I made sure that everything was out of the fridge because it was a 12-hour drive, and usually after 2 hours they say if something isn't refrigerated that it starts to spoil. I saved up HelloFresh ice packs for several weeks. They give you about 2 or 3 per box, and I decided to keep those in the freezer, and when the move happened I stuffed my refrigerator with ice packs around my food, and then I bungeed the refrigerator to the wall as well as strapping the door to the side of the refrigerator and the freezer. I had food by the time that I got here, and that was more beneficial for me than to empty everything out. You also have to take into consideration the amount of driving that you're going to do. This was a shorter ride, but if you're in Vermont and you're going to California and you're driving, you're going to need to empty your refrigerator and not bring your food. It was just more beneficial for me to keep my food in the refrigerator. HelloFresh actually delivered on the 28th and I left on the 30th, so I had food when I arrived. All I had to do was change my address on HelloFresh to the new address, and then the next week I got a box that was in my new spot. Number 10, this time I got a suggestion from a viewer, and he told me to make basically an extensive list when it comes to checking the trailer and the tiny house before it moved. This list included making sure the lights were working, checking the electrical brake system, check your lug nuts, check tire pressure, secure the emergency line, fill the tires with air, and have it weighed at a weighing station and get a scale ticket. A lot of these things I did not have on my checklist before. I'm hoping that the transport company does this on their own, but in case they don't, I'm going to give them this list and ask them if they can make sure these things are checked. My last moving checklist, I believe I only did filling the tires for air. I didn't even check the emergency line, which is how I found out it was frayed. That's why I had to replace it, so that is also being added to my moving checklist as safety precautions for travel. In conclusion, everybody's move is going to be different and all of your checklists are going to have different things on them. So if you can tweak it along the way while you're packing and planning, that would be a great idea, just like I did. I was able to take all of my changes, change them in the computer, and print out a fresh form for the next time that I move. And I'll probably do that again my next move if I found found something in this move that I didn't like, I'll be changing it for the next move. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification every time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. This week, I'm going to be sharing with you, please don't put that. I'm going to be sharing with you how, and I have recently moved to Tennessee, and you guys should all know that by now. No, maybe you don't know that by now. I got rid of zip ties, and I now use these reusable Velcro, blah. Add a bunch of travel safety checks to the tiny house, to the move list. It's not that I'm gonna bug bomb every time I move, so you know I can just like get that off the list. Anyway, don't put any of this. Okay, number 6. This time I decided to get 2 carriers for the kittens, not the kittens, and this time I decided to line my whole car, or not the whole car, start over.